Hello, it's Chem Games here once again and welcome to this new Unreal Engine 5 tutorial. In this video we're going to create this crouching system that you can see here on the screen now. And it will work seamlessly even when we are walking. And also it does have turn in place animations also. Like that. So yeah, let's get started. So, what we want to do first, we want to go to my Google Drive, the link is in the description, and you want to download this whole crouch folder. After you have done that, you want to go to the animations and you want to import the whole folder to there. And you want to select the SK mannequin skeleton. The SK mannequin, this UE51, this one. And you want to import all. Okay, now what we want to do, we actually have to add some things to these animations. So first, let's open these walking animations. Let's open, for example, the crouch, walk, B. And here we want to add those feet plant notifies. So first, let's find the frame where our first leg hits the ground. Okay, and it's actually right here, the frame 4. Let's right click on the track 1, add notify, skeleton notify, and R foot plant. Or actually, I will have to check which one we are using from some other animation. Yes, we are using those. Okay, so I will have to go back to the crouch, walk, B. So R foot plant here on the frame 4. Now to the frame around here. I think this frame 21, and notify, skeleton notify, and RL foot plant, like that. Then let's go to the crouch walk F, and let's do the same things. So first our left feet hits the ground around, at the 4th frame. So let's do the same thing. Notify, skeleton notify, L foot plant, like that. And the right foot will hit the ground around here. I think it's, the frame 21 also. Let's right click, add notify, skeleton notifies, R foot plant. Now crouch walk L. Left foot will hit the ground around, I think it's actually also the frame 4. So at notify, skeleton notify, L foot plant, and the right foot hits the ground also at the frame 21. So add notify, skeleton notify, R foot plant. Now the crouch walk R, and it should be around frame 4. But I think it's actually at the frame 5. Let's put it here. Yeah, let's put it to the frame 4. At notify, skeleton notify, L foot plant. Now to the 21. Yeah, it's also the 21. So notify, skeleton notify, R foot plant on the 21st frame. Okay. So now let's go to the crouch, turn left. And here we actually already have this distance curve and this turning. So we don't have to do anything for these. But for the notifies, let's see where we... Okay, I think we plant our left foot around here at the frame 14. Right click at notify, skeleton notify, L foot plant, and also to the frame around 24, 23, I don't know, 23, 24. Okay, I don't think that matters that much. So 24 add notify, skeleton notify R foot plant. And now to the crouch, turn right, same thing. Let's see, I think our right foot will be the first, like here, at the frame 16. And notify, skeleton notify R foot plant, and the left foot will be at the frame 24. And notify, skeleton notify L foot plant. Simple as that. Now we can just save, close, and let's create a new blend space. And they are on animation, blend space. SK mannequin, the UE5 one. And let's call this crouch PS. Let's open it. And here, what we want to do first, let's rename the horizontal axis to be right speed and the vertical axis to be forward speed. And the minimum axis value, let's make it minus 175. And also the maximum 175 positive. And grid divisions 2 and snap to grid, like that. Smoothing time, let's make it like 0.5. Okay. Now, here on the vertical axis, the same thing, so minus 175, the max positive 175, grids 2, snap to grid, and 0.5. Simple as that. Now what we want to do is we want to get our crouch idle animation here to the middle. And sorry, next thing, we want to get our crouch walk B under here, crouch walk F up here, crouch walk L to here, crouch walk R to here. So backwards, to the right, to the left, and forward. Simple as that. And I think we should leave the rate scale to 1. I think that's pretty good. So next thing is we can actually save this and close this. So now we have to go to the blueprints and to the PP player character. And here, let's actually close everything else than the event graph. And let's find some nice space, for example, from here. Now let's go to the edit and to the project settings. And then let's go to the input and let's create a new action mapping. Let's call it crouch. And let's map it to, I will map it to control. You can map it to whatever you want. Let's close project settings. Let's go back to the PP player character. And actually I will save all because I noticed that we have 6 unsaved things. Now here, let's right click and let's search for a crouch action events crouch, like this. Now we actually want to create a new variable called crouching. Okay? And it should be Boolean. Now we want to get this here. And actually, let's move this a little bit further down the whole thing, like here. Yeah. So on the pressed, we want to check if we're crouching. So B and left click, let's get a branch. And let's check if we are crouching. After that, if we are not crouching, so we want to crouch, we have to stop sprinting if we are sprinting. After that, we want to set our state to be crouching. So crouching true, like that. And after that, we want to just get our character movement. We want to set max walk speed. And let's set it to that 175 that we set on our blend space. Now, let's get the crouching once more up here. Let's set it to false. Because if we are already crouching, we don't want to be crouching like this. And then also from the character movement, let's get the max walk speed, set max walk speed. And let's set it back to our default walking speed, which is 250. Like that. Okay. Compile. Let's actually save all. The next thing that we want to do is we want to go to our stop sprinting function. And here, before all of this, let's move all this a little bit further, like this. We want to just check if we are already sprinting. So branch like this, and then let's get the sprinting. Where is it? Sprinting like this, yeah. Okay. So if we are sprinting, we can stop sprinting. Okay. Like that. Just to be sure. Because now we have more states like crouching and stuff like that. So compile, save, and the next thing that we have to do is we want to actually go to the start sprinting function. And why do we have this like that? Let's actually select all these, right click and collapse to function. Let's set it to pure and let's rename it to be can sprint, and it is already in use. Let's add a space there because this is function and that is a variable. Now we have this condition folder here. Let's move it to the condition folder like that. Can sprint. And now let's make this a little bit tighter. Like that. Also these, let's get these a little bit closer. Maybe like that. Yeah. So if, and now we just made this a little bit better. So it's a little bit cleaner. Now let's open the can sprint. And here on the can sprint, what we actually want to do is let's first move these to here. And also, sorry, I will just align everything quickly. Okay, now it's better. So we have this stamina current can sprint y value 0.5, and now we also want to get our crouching and not boolean, so we want to check that we are not crouching, and let's add a pin and connect it to there. Okay, if all these are true, we can continue. And one more thing, here under the condition we have this can jump. Let's open it. We want to also add the crouching not here. Crouching not boolean, and let's add a pin, connect it there, because we don't want to jump when we are crouching. Compile, save, and now we want to go to the third person map and to the animation, and we want to go to our animation blueprint. And here we want to close everything else than the event graph. And here in the event graph, after we get this falling variable, we want to get our reference to the player and get our crouching, get crouching. Let's actually leave it, put it a little bit further, maybe to here. And let's also promote it to a variable, so we have access to that. So now we have this crouching variable also here. Let's compile, let's save all. So now let's go to our anim graph. And here on the start, let's go to the lower body, locomotion. Oh, it was here. Okay, let's go to the locomotion. And here to the idle. And idle states. Okay? So what we want to do now, we want to actually copy all these, Control C, Control V, paste them to here. Let's leave some space. Now let's rename this to be crouch. Idle crouch. And turn in place right crouch. And also turn in place left crouch. Okay? Let's open the idle crouch. Let's click on the idle animation sequence player. Let's change the animation to crouch idle, like this. Let's go back to the idle states. Turn in place right crouch. Let's change the sorry, I haven't worked on this project in a long time, so I'm a little bit lost, but yeah, let's continue. So turn in place crouch, turn in place right crouch. So let's change this animation to crouch, crouch turn right. And also I think we should remove this from here and change the play rate to 1. Because I think when we're crouching, we shouldn't turn that fast. Okay? Compile. Let's go back to the idle states and turn in place left crouch. Let's delete this variable. Also set this to 1. Turn in place crouch turn left. Okay? Compile, save, back to the idle states. Now let's get from the idle and connect to the idle crouch, and also let's get from the idle crouch and connect back to here. And the rule here on the idle to idle crouch should be just crouching. So if we're crouching, we go here. Idle states, and from the idle crouch to idle, it should be crouching, not boolean, like that. So if we are not crouching anymore, we will go back. Now, all these, I think we should set these durations here on idle to idle crouch to like 0.3. Also from here, so 0.3 and 0.3. You can make it faster or slower if you want the animation play faster or slower, basically. So yeah, what else do we have to do? Oh yeah, let's go back to the idle, to the locomotion. And here on the walk, actually, so yeah, here on the walk, let's open it. Here we have to do a little thing. Let's get this movement BS. Let's get it about here. And let's get from the result and let's blend poses by bool. And let's get our crouching variable here. Connect to here. And on the true, actually, let's copy this first and paste it under here also. Let's connect this to the false. compile. Okay, so when we are not crouching, we will play the movement BS, and when we are crouching, so from the true, we want to play the crouch BS. Simple as that. Now, true blend time, let's set it to 0.3. Also, false blend time, let's set it to 0.3. So they are the same as these here, these transitions. So now, one more thing that we want to do. Let's actually compile. Let's save all. Let's go to our functions, play footstep sound. Let's open this one. And here, let's just move this a little bit further. Let's get from the volume multiplier. Let's get a select float. And let's move this a little bit further. Now we want to get our crouching again. Connect to here. Let's actually get this or move it a little bit further. So if we are crouching, let's connect this to there. So the A is for crouching. Let's copy this clamp and paste it under here and connect this to here and this to the B. So if we're not crouching, we will use the same values as before. But if we are crouching, I think we want to set our max in range B to 175 because that's our max crouching speed. And let's set these to like 0.05 and the max to like 0.2. So we make less noise when we are actually crouching. Okay? Okay, so I actually think we have done everything. So let's compile, save all, go to the level and play. Let's see if it works. Okay, my computer is lagging a lot. So let's press Ctrl. We're crouching. We're getting back. Our turn in place animation is for some reason not working correctly. So why is that? But all these animations work correctly and like this. And you can see the sound is a little bit quieter when we are crouching. But for the turn in place, actually one thing that I want to do is I want to set the on the idle states here these turn in place things. Let's actually connect the turn in place and in play rate back to there. Let's copy it from here and paste it again to here. So now they are back to 1.5 because the one was a little bit too slow, I think. On my other project it was okay. I don't know why it works differently here, but yeah, you can see the turn in place animation doesn't get back from the turn in place state. I will quickly check that. So I actually got it to work. So what did I do? I went to the crouch turn right animation because that was not working, and to the distance curve. For some reason it was not coming back from this turn in place right approach state. So what I did was I set this second last keyframe to value 1. It was a little bit under 1. Also this third last keyframe to the value 1, it was like 0.98 or whatever, and this was 0.99, something like that. So I just put these to 1, so it gets to the value 1 a little bit quicker. And now when I crouch and turn right. My PC is lagging, but you can see it's working. Also to the left, it's working. And yeah. So I actually think that was all for this video. If you liked what you saw, please click the like button and subscribe for more. And yeah, hope you have a great day and see you on the next one.